This May, step inside a world where history, identity, and reality collide. From visionary playwright George C. Wolfe comes the bold, the fearless, the unforgettable, The Colored Museum. 11 powerful exhibits, stories that challenge, provoke, and expose. A journey through Black life in America told with razor-sharp wit and unapologetic truth. You won't just watch it, you'll feel it. The Colored Museum, presented by Theater North, live at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, Liddy Dudge's Theater, May 23rd and 30th at 8 p.m. and May 24th and 31st at 3 p.m. Don't miss the performance everyone will be talking about. Get your tickets now at TulsaPAC.com or call 918-596-7111. The truth is waiting. Will you face it?
Alarm off, cat along, turn this up, sun peeking through the curtains, we already in gear, whole damn, bring your coffee over here, yeah, you know how we do, it's the community wake up, with news you can use, community on the show, Charles and Damali on the go, news you can use right here, right now, put it in your lifestyle, Charles got the headlines straight, never hollow, double lane, got the game plan, moves you can follow, traffic and the weather, popping at the school, from the boardroom, to keep you in the loop, Community on the show, Charles and Damali on the go, news you can use right here, right now, put it in your lifestyle, from the front porch to the car, just to keep it light, keep it real, keep the hometown muscle, turn it up, you rockin' with the community wake up morning show.
Welcome to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. Good morning. Morning. I am Charles.
And I'm Damali.
We're here to deliver news you can use, culture, and conversation that moves community forward every single morning.
And today our theme is purpose alignment. We will be providing listeners with valuable information about our theme and what it means to community. The goal is to inform, empower, and connect community.
Girl, you done messed around and said purpose alignment. Hey, our vision is a stronger, smarter, more engaged community. You're locked in on NYCU.FM. You're locked in on KVOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. And don't forget about the Juice Radio Show, which is our youth program where we allow high schoolers to come into this media space. They do a lot of local positive things, national things, and international things. So make sure you come visit us at 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D. Go see Uncle Bobby B. E. Anyway, we also locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use. Today is Baby Friday, it's Thursday, it's Throwback Thursdays, all of that good stuff that we talk about all the time. Damali is
Oh, God.
the hostess with the mostest. You done changed up the style on us. The eyelashes are popping. What is going on in the city?
Man, it is a lot going in the city. The first thing I will say is thunder up.
Thunder is up and never down, right?
Yes, like I said on yesterday, we was on the comeback.
So you back in there.
We back in there.
Like you never left.
Like we never left. Last night was a phenomenal game. They played like they should have played on Monday night.
Right.
But they came and they got it done. So now we are about to head on over to San Antonio.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to see what that's going to look like.
Let me ask you, so did you watch the entire game?
I watched most of the game. I would say about 3/4 of the game.
3/4 of the game, but you seen the end of the game?
I did see the end
saw
of
it
the
at the
game.
end.
Yes.
I think that what happened last night, to be honest, I think everybody expected it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe other than San Antonio Spurs fans. But I think pretty much, even if you're a San Antonio Spurs fan,
now you should have known better. Yeah.
Now, they probably not going to go down there and beat the Chips 2 games.
Not 2 games.
They're not going to beat the MVP.
Not going to happen.
2 games. But it was an outstanding game.
It was.
This is going to be an outstanding series. And I think everything everybody was saying yesterday, or in Arkansas back in the day, we used to say yesterday. All that stuff is now gone out the window.
Right.
Because Shea Butter showed up and he showed out and
He
he
was not
said,
playing.
let me reintroduce myself.
Okay.
I am
The MVP.
the league MVP back to back. And if you come around my house, you come to my city,
better
I
ask
got
somebody.
something to say.
Right?
Harkenstein, man, he said, Wimby, come on. Wimby was rubbing on his wrist, rubbing on his elbow. He called the moms at halftime and say, look, man,
Listen.
check didn't get me. I'm getting checked by this other big boy that's 7 foot. And it looked like somebody done something to him. I didn't do it, but somebody did it because, you know, Harkenstein got some weight on him.
Yeah, he do.
He got some girth on him.
And he was going up in there. He didn't
yeah,
care.
I should have knew because he was right. They said he was riding around Oklahoma City all the day before with the song bumping, lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it. So I'm going to lean on Wimby. I'm going to lean on him, and I'm going to rock with him. And it looked like Wimby wasn't ready for that. So my assumption is he didn't leave and go back to San Antonio. He went back to the mountains. Back to the mountains. It's raining. He's sitting under. He's back in alien mode.
Right.
Because now they got to come to his city.
Gotta come to his city.
He already in the woods hitting that big drum.
Listen.
Boom.
Listen.
Boom. Huh?
Listen.
Huh?
They better be ready. They better be ready because see, the Thunder don't do too well with being embarrassed. I can tell you that right now.
And the thing about I can tell you now, the one thing about the Thunder, you see what they did with the Lakers, and the Lakers was my other team. So I'm tell you, San Antonio, they coming down there to try to return the favor of the embarrassment.
Exactly.
Because he's gonna be like, you showed up on my night. You showed up when you felt. Look, I was having twins, and you still
feeling froggy. You was feeling froggy.
You was feeling froggy. And you didn't show me no respect. No love, no resistance. You was throwing their bows and running and football tackling and all kind of stuff. So now,
man, that was playing. Because I mean, players getting hurt left and right.
I was
like,
something.
But hey, they like we going for it.
Yeah,
we going for it. So hey, prayers to those. Jalen?
Yeah,
J-Dub. He ain't out. He was just out of the game last night.
Right.
And then one of their players. Harper.
Yeah,
Harper
they hit my cousin. I wasn't gonna tell y'all that was my cousin because I felt like if I told y'all that was my cousin, then y'all was gonna start looking for me. No, that ain't mine. But
listen, everybody's your cousin.
Look, if you're a Harper and I'm a Harper, at that point we cousins.
We cousins. Yeah.
It is what it is. But I did really enjoy the game. Shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder fan base because y'all showed up and the energy you can feel in Tulsa.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So can you only imagine being inside the gym? I know it was intense. Now,
some of the commentators were just talking about the how loud it was in the Oklahoma City Thunder's gym. You know, just how just crazy the amount of noise in the space. And I'm like, that's how we do it. That's how we roll.
There's only one other fan base in my mind that definitely might be beyond.
Who's that?
Man, that's just Madison Square Garden.
Oh, the Garden.
Man, the Garden.
Like I said, I done been there, and the Garden is
outside. Yeah. Thunder. I would go because man, you just got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to a fan base, Madison, you can't even tell they in the arena. They running, throwing stuff, turning flips, gorillas are loose. There's all kind of stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the Garden.
Outside of the Garden. Man, I would stack up the Thunder fans against any fan base.
Right.
You know, and I know places like Boston and LA and some others got some great fan base. Even San Antonio. They got Big Wimby down there. But nevertheless, it was a great game.
Yes.
So it's 1-1.
1-1.
Heading back to San Antonio. And I'm sure the Spurs gonna have something to say.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. But we got a series. So I am just, ecstatic about the basketball, the level of basketball that is being played right now.
But Shea still owe him one. If I was Shea,
because he hit him in the mouth.
He needs to find the dirtiest boots he can find, the dustiest ones he can find. He needs to wear them down to San Antonio.
Can go to work.
Knock on grandma's door and say, "Daddy is home."
Right.
Because even Uncle Brian thought it was over, but Uncle Brian. You got to call a spade, and that's why we call it a series.
AJ said, what did I say about the Oklahoma City Thunder community wake up?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said
that's what he said.
And he said, I said what I said.
Yes, I said what I said.
Anyway, we got a loaded show today. People been calling us left and right. We appreciate it because we've been talking about politics one-on-one, just giving everybody a snippet of what these positions are, who hold them, where they are, where they located. We call the names and point it out because this election is extremely important, and that's why we're doing a community wake up morning show with Charles and Damali, because we need to wake up not just physically, but to the things that are going on local, national, and international, because they all connected.
Yes.
And we got to know what's happening so we can sweep around our own porch at Grandma house, and that we are okay and our next generation is also okay.
So I want to send up some prayers for there was, and I just found this out literally this morning. So it was relatively quiet, but I think it was probably because it was in Owasso and not in Tulsa. But there was a bike rider that was here for the bike rally, and he actually had a motorcycle accident and lost his leg.
What?
Right around the corner from my house. And so my daughter was telling me about this morning. And I'm like, what? I ain't hearing nothing about this. And, I had just come on, the air after the rally on Monday and was talking about how great we had done, watching out for motorists and all of that. But it was a truck and a motorcycle collision.
Wow.
And, you never fare well. When you're talking about a car against a bike. So it never fares well. But anyway, the gentleman lost his leg. And so if any of you who are under the sound of my voice have heard about this and know who this gentleman is, then please let us know, because we want to be able to, send up prayers for him and just, check on him to see how he's doing, because I cannot imagine what that must be like to come on vacation, to have a good time over the weekend. And this happened on Sunday after the rally. Right. So this happened on Sunday, but I did confirm it, went to the Owasso Police Department, and it was confirmed that, yes, this did happen. But, of course, they did not say what the name of the rider was. So,
prayers for the young man.
Yes, prayers for him.
Unfortunately, we didn't want to hear that, because with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of bikes in the city, we was praying early.
Yes.
But nevertheless, for him and his family, then we hope that
I just didn't want it to go by like it was,
like it didn't happen.
Like it didn't happen. Right. Yeah.
So prayers for the family and the community and the motorcycle community.
Absolutely. Because it's always a loss,
One that happens to one that happened to all.
That's correct. That's correct.
So y'all be careful out there.
Yes.
Also.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do our morning affirmation because we do have a lot of stuff to talk about, because as you guys know, we've been talking about Politics 101, and today we're talking about local. And so there's a lot to talk about local. So we want to just jump right into it. Okay. So let's go ahead and breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So today we're talking about purpose alignment is what our theme for today is. So this is what our affirmation says. I align my actions with my purpose and move with intention every day. So the first part says, I align my actions. Alignment means your actions match your values, your goals, your purpose, and what you truly believe in. It's about consistency between what you say, what you believe, and how you actually live. Okay. Your actions match who you say you are. The next part says, with my purpose. Purpose is your reason for doing what you do. It's connected to your gifts, your calling, the impact you want to make, and the life you want to build. When you live with your purpose, you choose becoming more intentional and focused. You know why you're doing what you're doing. The next part says, and I move with intention. Moving with intention means making thoughtful decisions, right? It means avoiding distractions, being mindful about your time and your energy, and acting on purpose instead of reacting emotionally. You move with purpose and not confusion. So then the last piece says every day. Let's put a period. Every day. This reminds us that purpose is not a one-time event. It requires daily discipline, consistency, commitment, and ongoing growth. Small intentional actions every day create real progress. So the bigger message is this. This affirmation is about focus, discipline, intentional living, and purpose-driven action. Because when your actions align with your purpose, you stop drifting through life and start moving with clarity and direction. And this has been this morning's affirmation, which is sponsored by Theater North. The next thing up is the Colored Museum. That's going to be the next play to see, and our very own producer, Stephen Keys, is going to have a role. It starts this weekend. So if you have not gotten your tickets, you need to get your tickets because we're gonna have our face in the place.
We're gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting on the front row eating popcorn, saying, Stephen, you better work. That's what I'm gonna say. So Stephen, just be ready.
Damali, purpose alignment and that affirmation, I think is right on time right now for the times that we live in, because I think we're dealing with situations outside of our control.
Yes.
That we're gonna have to be very intentional and very purposeful
right
in 2026 going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like when you take your eye off the wheel or your eye off the road, people can, or your eyes off the prize, you get to drifting and people doing all kind of stuff and all of that. So I think when you talked about purpose alignment, I think it was only fair for us to maybe say what we think about it. Allow our audience, when we say purpose alignment, to see what that means to them, and then just go to the live for a little bit and just jump into this conversation. Because I can tell y'all now, go ahead and click share. Go ahead and text 5 friends, because this is a show that you absolutely cannot miss. Damali, purpose alignment, what does that mean to you?
Well, I'll say this, and the one thing that struck me was that this is about consistency.
Right.
It is about what you say, what you believe, and how you actually live. Can I say this? We did a show where we asked people about pastors.
Right.
And I'm just using this as an example. When we talked about what grade do you give the church? And most people gave the church an F.
Yeah, that hurt my feelings too.
And
but we ain't gonna do the Lord like that, Damali.
Right. But let me say why.
It wasn't the Lord.
It wasn't the Lord. It was the church. But let me say why. Because you can't be up here preaching one thing and living another thing.
Uh-oh.
Right? You can't try to tell the flock what they should and shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't go to the club. You shouldn't be drinking. You shouldn't be smoking. And then when they see you, that's what you're doing.
Uh-oh.
So it's not alignment, right? You're not in alignment. You're not doing what you preach. That's just like, remember when we were coming up and our parents would say, don't do as I do as I say.
Right.
How you gonna tell me that I should be respectful when you cussing everybody out?
Damali, that's tough from the pulpit, though.
Yeah,
that's tough from the pulpit. When you cussing and you want to preach the next day, or you act in a certain kind of way. That's why when people say, every now and then a brother see say, "What's up, preacher?" I like, I can't preach, boy. It's a lot come on with the cloth.
Yes,
it's a lot that comes along with the cloth. Now there are a lot of great pastors and preachers and apostles out there. So let us just say that first.
Correct.
But boy, it's a lot of crazy and shenanigans going on as well.
Right.
And I think that's what you're speaking to. You got to practice what you preach.
Exactly. Got to practice what you preach. Like Barry White said, you got to get it. You got to practice what you preach.
I know. As soon as I said it, I heard doom.
I know, right?
I said, hold on. I done slid into the wrong spot. But nevertheless, we all talking about purpose alignment. When I think about that, Damali, I think about the company that you keep. I think about purpose alignment, because we've all had to grow up, and from time to time you have to look at your friend and say, I'm sorry to say this, but I gotta let you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to let the person go, but I'm trying to focus on, I'm just trying to graduate from school, and all you want to do is go to the club. I'm trying to get my college homework done, and all you want to do is go out here and chase the sisters or chase the brothers, what have you. I'm trying to get this together, but certain people, they just don't allow you to focus. And sometimes it can be your family and friends.
That's right.
But this is so true, Damali. They said that show me your 3 to 4 to 5 friends, and then I can show you your success or your failure. Meaning whoever you keep around you the most is going to be a reflection of who you are. And that's why they say birds of a feather
flock together.
So
pigs and swans.
Ooh, so you got to govern, the flock that you hang with. I don't think it means you have to be mean to somebody, that you can't never hang out. I got certain friends, I can only hang out with them once a year.
Right.
Shoot, I got certain friends I can only hang out with one every 10 years because they'll set you back. Because they know what you like. They know what you had to overcome. They know what you had to do to get to where you are. But when you will get with them, they say the party still goes down at the spot.
Right.
And you can't hang around the spot too much, Damali, because if not, you end up relapsing, reverting back. And now you get back home, you're like, man, let me go to church, get my holy oil out. Let me go and do communion, because I just fooled around and lost myself. So when you're dealing with purpose, the biggest thing they said is being consistent. And when I think about this, I'm gonna pass you the ball back.
Yes.
This is the one time that I like the military. This is the one time I love the military. People that went to the military young, the one thing that I can say about most of them are, man, when you talk about being consistent, being on time, dressing the part, focus, having a standard, making up the bed, getting to work on time. I love that component about the military. Now, I never went to the military, but a lot of times when you think about being intentional and disciplined, I've never had a drill sergeant blow that whistle on me. Get up, do 30 push-ups and go run, come back, make up your bed, eat, do this, do that. But I think it's some benefit to it, Damali, because a lot of times being consistent and just trying to stay focused, man, is a challenge.
Yeah, I totally agree. I am going to jump to the live really quick.
Come on,
and
let's
then
go to the
we're
live.
We're going to get into our the meat and potatoes of our show today. So Mom is watching. Good morning, Mom.
Good morning, Mom. How you feeling?
I told y'all what AJ said, so he up here cracking up. He is laughing so hard. AJ said, I said they were going to keep Wimby on the lockdown status. I was trying not to laugh, but couldn't help it by putting shea butter on it. Uncle Chess is watching. He says, good morning, family from the Dominican Republic.
Now,
come on, Uncle Chess.
Uncle Chess, now you make me feel like I got to get my life together.
Now, will you bring me some sunshine, please?
Because some of the water, some of the sand. Man,
yes,
you know what? Can I shout out my uncle?
Yes.
Because, man, I tell you, people, you can't fake showing up.
Right.
And, and I'm rolling down to Arkansas to be the keynote at the commencement, speech down there at my high school beer in Arkansas. Me and my Uncle Chess, let me tell y'all something. If it's one person I've been following and watching all my life, pretty much, it's Uncle Chess and Auntie Lo.
Yep.
And so I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking, man, I sure hope they can make it. I didn't even spot him till afterwards, but I'm just going to say right here, right now, man, he's been the epitome of just a roadmap to follow.
Yes.
Everybody needs a champion. Everybody needs a hero. And when you're a young man, you need to see another man. I got a whole lot of aunties and they love me and all they did was pinch me. See, here the thing is my uncle never
ain't Lord, why he gonna put y'all out like that?
But I'm just
y'all was pinching
look, and they was professional.
He probably deserved it.
Look, I used to be on the school bus with my aunties. I mean, I ain't gonna say their name, my two aunties. I want y'all looking for my aunties. They got your boy right.
Right.
But boy, on that school bus, when I would mess up, I would feel something in the fat part of my arm in the back. And I would feel some aggression and a twist.
He probably deserved it, I'm sure.
How you know? How you gonna judge me?
Listen,
I was just a kid trying to have fun.
I've been with you for the last 12 years now.
But when somebody pinch you right, it activates the tears in your eyes. I don't know if y'all had professional pinchers in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but in Arkansas, if you messed up, we had professional pinchers. But nevertheless, my point is, Uncle Chess and Aunt Lo, man, they came down the beard, man, and supported their nephew because my whole journey of coming to Oklahoma and going back and forth to Arkansas with my kids and all of that, I would always be able to get home and call my Aunt Lo and say, I need some Mississippi mud pie. So you don't know nothing about that in Arkansas. And she would make this goulash and food. And
man, I had goulash.
I could sit down. Yeah, I could sit down at their table and be like, man, I'm trying to make it. And if I had a little stash of money for years, guess what I used to do?
What's that?
Not a check, not a contract. I would just mail money home. Stack. I would focus. I was cutting hair. Whatever I could do to make a couple of dollars, but people will rob you and they'll steal. So I didn't want to have too much money. And I would just be shipping it back to Arkansas. But they just gave me a lot of wisdom. So I'm glad y'all are in Dominican Republic traveling without me.
Enjoy y'all vacation.
But I appreciate y'all pulling up and hanging out and all that good stuff. So have a great time over there.
Yes. Ron Williams said, good morning, family.
What's going on, Pastor Ron?
Linda Jean Rogers Lambert said, I have nothing to add. Excuse my English, y'all good. Uncle Chad said he also served in the military.
Yeah, absolutely.
He served in the military. And then we see Linda says, amen, everybody needs somebody. No man is an island. No man stands alone. That is correct. You are absolutely correct. Right. So today we're talking about purpose alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and give you our definition and let you know the lens that we're looking from today when we're talking about purpose alignment.
Right.
So what it says is purpose alignment means living, working, and making decisions in a way that matches your values, goals, calling, and the life you believe you are meant to live.
Girl, you got to read that one more time. What's the purpose alignment?
living, working, and making decisions in a way that matches your values, goals, calling, and the life you believe you are meant to live. So there's a lot of yous in there.
I know, but you want to tell you something that I circled on my paper when you read that, and goals and values and what you believe. I think all of that is great. But the thing that jumped out at me, I grabbed the word. Let me tell you what that word was.
What's that?
Your calling. What is your calling? To me, that's the Jedi mind trick right there.
Right.
Because we live life and we mature and we grow and we are influenced by others. We watch TV, we on social media. All that stuff is going on. But here's the ticket. I put calling / purpose.
Right.
And I think our whole life, Damali, if we can just make sure we align with our calling and our purpose, whatever that is, then I think that makes life a lot sweeter, a lot better. Because here's the thing. It's too many people at work mad. They mad. They calling in sick every day. They don't want to be there. They slapping folks. They meeting folks in the parking lot.
Slapping folks.
Yes, they is at work. They slapping until you stay quiet. People,
y'all stop slapping people at work.
Here's my point, Damali. What day do you think is the most depressing day of the week?
Monday.
So the most depressing day of the week
Monday
is Monday. So what does that mean?
You don't want to go to work.
Don't nobody want to go to work. What kind of country? What kind of city? What kind of life are we living when the most depressing day of the week is the day that we have to go back to work? When normally when we get there, we got to smile. We got to show our best face. We got to serve people and all that. But that means don't nobody want to be there.
Right.
Damali, don't nobody want to be there. So what's going on?
To your point, the next sentence of our purpose alignment says it's making sure your actions match your purpose and not just going through the motions. So that's just exactly what you just said. You just said it in a different way.
What have you done in your life where you know that you were just going through the motions, even though you were smiling at people? Damali, you're doing so great. We love to see you. But every day you were thinking, man, I don't even want to be here. I'm just going through the motions. I need this check to pay my bills.
Well, you know what? And I would say that was probably the latter half of my legal career.
For real?
I was just like, yeah, I'm over this.
Making big money?
It doesn't matter.
Going on
it ain't about the money.
Getting the diamond bracelets?
No.
I'm just trying to see if I can encourage you.
No, it was not
So
encouraged.
it ain't about all, but I'm just saying I'm only saying it to say this. Most of the time when people think somebody making six figures, most of the time they sitting at the top of the cruise ship. Most of the time when they getting diamonds and earrings and all that, it appears to be the life that everybody wants to live, Damali. So when you park here today and say, I was ready to get up out of there. Yeah. That's a lot that you just said.
Yeah, because so this is what I'll say, and that's why we're talking about Politics 101. There is a lot of politics that happen in anything that you do, right? Yeah. And it's even worse the more degrees you get on the wall. And the more ropes you have and the more hoods you get. And, when you start getting Juris Doctorates and all that, then we start getting complexes.
Right.
And don't get me wrong. I believe in education. I understand the struggle, because I got 2 associates and a bachelor's, and I'm a certified legal assistant. So I understand sitting for all of those things. It's, so if you go beyond that, and get a master's and a doctorate and, I'm with you. I understand. But I think sometimes some of us get a complex, a superiority complex.
You make me feel like when the people say, what they say, what is it? I'm trying to make my own little remix, but I ain't gonna make. But it's like more money, more problems.
Right.
So it sounds like what you can because to me, some people know your story, but you done came up as a file clerk, worked at KFC, all that other stuff, but you rose to what most people look at as success. But it sounds like you're saying, man, I was making a whole lot more money, but is it true that it's more money means more problems?
Yeah.
More politics,
more attitudes, people thinking they all that, people don't even understand what is happening in the space. But because you walk in the office and think you're superior, and I get it as a man thinking so is he. But sometimes your thinking is too much, like you doing too much.
Can I ask you one thing? Maybe it's the more I pay you, the more I own you.
Could be.
You think about that? People may feel like, look.
But then I think but then the other thing is this. When I worked in the law firm, we earned our own, like I had a billable rate. I billed out at $125 an hour. Right. And so that means any work that I did on a client's file, I billed me $125 an hour. Now the attorneys bill at a higher rate because that of their skill level. Right. So some might be billing out at $200 an hour, $250 an hour. The big boss might be billing out at $400 an hour.
Woo.
So we're all billing.
Yeah, and I ain't calling none of y'all for no bill.
Right.
I can't pay none of them. You said $400 for 1 hour?
Yep.
60 minutes?
Yep. So we're all billing.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we all earning our keep. But you don't know how much of my keep is going to help, because 1 month I may end up having to help pay some of your salary.
I think some of it to Damali too could just be the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when you work and you bring a gift and a talent to a job, to a career, I don't think people should try to treat you like you should just be happy that I gave you a job.
Correct.
No, when we sign this contract, it's an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I'm exchanging my gifts and talents for a value you agreed to give me.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it's really mutual.
Right.
So I don't think people need to make you feel like, man, I gave you this big job, you owe me. No, I'm coming in every day working 9 to 5 or whatever my hours are, and it's an exchange going on.
And then this is the other piece. There are some people, which I am one of those people. I'm an overachiever. So if you give me a task,
you're gonna get more.
You're gonna get more than what you bargained for. And I've been like that my whole life, because excellence has been something that my mom taught me from a young age. And she was like, I don't care if you got 2 raggedy holy pair of pants, make yourself look good in them, wash them out every night, hang them up, iron them, so that you look decent every single day.
Right.
So it's like, she taught us that no matter where you find yourself, try to be at the top tier of where you find yourself.
I'm gonna tell you one of the jobs that I think that's one of the biggest setup jobs in the world. Now, shout out to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think the setup job is a secretary.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, you got to look good.
Mm-hmm.
You got to smell good. You got to greet everybody coming in.
Yep.
But guess what else you got to do? You got to run, grab coffee. You got to make everything.
You got to serve. It's a service position.
I think they may get you, a service position. So you may get in and your job description is 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, man, when you're a secretary, that 5 things could end up 20, 25 things. But guess what?
Listen,
typically,
been there, done that.
But typically, no matter what your job is, you notice they keep adding more job description. But when it's time to talk about money, then they off on break right now.
Well, and then what they end up doing is godfathering it in. Well, you've been doing it. It don't matter. That it wasn't my job. I was doing it because I was trying to be nice, or I was doing it because I was trying to be helpful, but that wasn't my job. What it says you pay me for is these things right here. All this other stuff is a bonus. But since you don't appreciate it, I ain't doing it no more.
Let me ask you this, Damali. And we're just having a conversation. That's the beauty of Grandma on Table. So when y'all say something on the live, we're going to come right to the live in a couple of minutes. But do you feel like, I'm going to ask you this, can you get to your purpose in life from a 9 to 5? Can you get to your purpose in life from a 9 to 5? When I say that, what do you think about that? Can you get to your purpose?
I think you can. I think you can.
Right.
Depending on what your purpose is. So if you are in a space that is fulfilling your purpose, then yes, you can. But if you are, and I'm just gonna say, if your purpose to be an author, but you working at McDonald's, then no. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the job, but if you have a burning desire to sit at a computer to write a book, but you going every day flipping burgers, then it's like, no. But if you are actually working, like for me now, when I was working at the law firm, that was my purpose, because my purpose, I feel, is to help people.
Right.
So working in the law office provided the opportunity for me to help people. Right. I saw people at their worst, when we're going through divorces, child custody cases, all of that. I saw people at their worst in family law situations. And I did my best to help them come out on the other side. And so I was very fulfilled in doing that until it kind of got crazy, because, at some point, what happens is when you start with some of these smaller firms, that your clientele is of a certain level, or they have a certain budget. But then as you get years under your belt, then your clientele grow. Meaning they have bigger budgets that they can spend to get those same services. That's why these attorneys are now charging, when they start out, they barely making $50 an hour, $75 an hour. But by the end of their career, they might be making $1,000 an hour.
Yeah, and I would just say this. I would just feel like when I say, can can you get to your purpose at a 9 to 5? And so my answer to that is yes as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like in our community, for a second, can I sweep around our own porch? We gotta just do a better job of not having a problem for asking for what we deserve, for asking for what we have earned. Because it's just all too many times, I think we end up coming into positions that maybe working 10, 15, 20 years, and people come in and they one that don't look like us, and they make more than what we make.
And I think the other thing too is not just asking, but being willing to say, okay, well, if you don't value me, then I'm gonna move around. Right. Because you can still there are so many different people that are doing the same thing that you are wanting to do. You know what I'm saying? Right. So even if you're not in a position where you can go and start your own company, which, you know, some of us aren't, or you're fearful or whatever that is, but be firm enough. And I'm one of those people, I'm actually preaching to myself, because I'm one of those people that have always stayed in a situation way longer than I should have. You know, knowing that, man, I just really need to go on ahead and find another job. But, you know, I don't know if it's just being lazy or just being comfortable, you know, or keeping the same devils that you already know because you don't want to go and try to figure out no new ones. You know, I don't know. But whatever the case is, I have always been one that kind of just stayed where I was, tried to be consistent, tried to make it work until I just, you know, got so fed up that I'm like, you know what, I'm out of here. And I ain't even, you know, whatever, because I always feel like I try to give it 195% before I make tracks. So if you see me make tracks, then know that I done exhausted all possibility of being able to make a situation work.
I would just add this, Damali, and I'm just being 100% transparent. We look at the state of our country right now and the decisions that are being made, people that are in high positions, the decisions they're doing, bills they're paying, the way they're redrawing. It makes me think about the over 300,000 minorities that done lost their jobs working for the government, been there for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And I'm just saying at the end of the day, we got to think about this. You need to have you something else going on with your own company, your own LLC. In the event something like this can happen, because if it happened once, it can happen again. Oh, sure. So I think we got to find a way of nothing else. We got to find a way to protect our families better, because here's the issue. Like you said, Damali, you saying it best. It's not just you. Many of us do exactly what you're doing because we got to work 10 times harder for the same money. That's how we come in the door. But I think we got to value how hard we work to put some of that energy to our own thing. I don't care if it's a flower shop, if it's a saloon, if it's cutting yards, whatever it is you're doing. We got to find a way to take some of that energy and not give them 100. Look, I owe you 100. And that's what you're paying me for. So I ain't giving you 110. I ain't giving you 150. I'm going to take that 10 and that 50, and I'm going to put that into my own stuff. Your own purpose. In the event you start tripping or a certain person get in office and you want to act like they acting, then I got to have a fallback plan, at least enough that if I have to let this go, my light, gas, water in my car and my kids and family don't suffer because you decide to go in a different direction. Let's go to the live and see what the people talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's see. Where was I? John Prince is on. I believe I said that. Prentice says good morning.
What's going on, Prince?
John Prince says good morning, family.
What up? What up?
Uncle Brian says, I hope Stephen Colbert files for some of that money that the Orange Demon has for those so-called people who have been prosecuted by the government.
Yeah, that's a whole lot, right?
That's there. A whole lot of. Uncle Brian says, good morning. Very sick with a bug, but have to find someone to slap to feel better. Uncle Brian ready to slap somebody.
Yeah, and like my uncle just said, anybody who has served in the military, we thank you and value you for your service. That's awesome. Not on just on Veterans Day.
Alicia Walker is watching.
What's going on, Alicia?
Uncle Brian says one hand washes another, and if you can't at least do that, you can't be in politics.
Oh my God.
Woo. Yeah, yikes. Linda said a calling is what you get joy in doing. We would do it and not get paid for it. Physically, you get tired, but spiritually, you don't. And that is true. And I feel like what I do right now is a calling.
Yeah.
You know, now I got bills to pay.
Right.
That's why we be telling y'all if you like to advertise on the show. Okay.
You want to donate to the cause.
Right. Or if you want to donate to the cause, because we do got bills to pay. But I love what it is that I do. And I feel like it is my calling. I feel like, you know, Black media is a space where we need to put more investment.
And I agree with her, because I would say, Damali, for y'all that's listening in, of course, we live all the time. We on the news and we travel and all of that. But I can tell you, if I put a percentage on it, I would say 50% of the stuff that we do is voluntary.
Yep.
So I don't care if we hosting or doing. I'm telling you right now, probably a good 50% of what we do is because we are trying to help community, help these kids, help our seniors, help these young entrepreneurs. We're trying to help them move the ball forward because Damali and I understand the more if we can help the next generation and we can help others, then it helps us as a community. When a lot of times the people's like, I just want to help myself. Yeah. They're not really considering trying to help nobody else, but just them. And we're never going to get to where we need to be if it's just always just about us. So Miss Linda, cousin, you drop one right there because, hey, they say if you're doing something you love, you never really work a day in your life.
Jeremiah Blackwell says, morning, village.
Hey, what's going on, Mississippi, the Gulf?
Uncle Brian says politics is about power and control, and you are absolutely correct. Uncle Brian also said a service job is a job that is more a slavery job than a service job. You know what? And that's how people view it. See, many of us, because to me, I think that what we do with what we're doing right now with World One Development is a service job. We're serving community. We're serving the people. The community wake up is a service job. You know, so I don't look at it as slavery, but I think that that's how other people view it. So other people try to figure out how to capitalize off of what it is you're doing. Y'all don't understand the number of people that'll come to us. Now, we say, if you would like to advertise, that means spend your dollars. But you don't understand the number of people that call me and say, hey, can you go ahead and advertise my so-and-so and so-and-so? Well, do you have a budget?
Right.
You know, I mean, it costs us something. You know, all of these cameras don't work for free. You know, this internet service don't work for free. You know, the lights in here don't work for free. These microphones that we crack every day don't happen for free. But people want you to give to them for free. But then when you ask, you know, or do for them for free, but then when you need some way, you know what, that's going to cost, you know, because, you know, I got to, what?
I'll just say using a real number because the beauty of us having these conversations, we had grandma on table. I'll say for us to get this station up and going, it's a good about close to $15,000.
Yeah.
Not 1,500, about 15,000, which is not a crazy number, but we felt like our community deserved to hear a good voice every day that wasn't cussing, fussing, fighting with everybody, but trying to bring you some real news. Because when you look at the TV, if you see 10 stories, 9 of them is going to have you going to call your therapist because they negative and it's negative and beating you down. And we understand that we're not designed to just deal with negative all the time. Because there are a lot of great things happening. And we just choose to highlight those things and still address the other things. Right. But we want to bring you something that's going to uplift you.
Because you can get that other stuff all the time. And that's why we talk about stuff that's and that's why we have a theme. That's why we have affirmation. That's why we kind of, you know, go at it from a different angle. And I remember when we very first started doing radio, I remember listening to Uncle Bobby. And Uncle Bobby would talk about how it's community radio. And, you know, people want you to come in. They, you know, they what did he say? They come and sit at his microphone. But then when it's time to support the station, nobody don't want to support the station. Yeah. So let's just add this too.
Not just Community Wake Up. Uncle Bobby been doing this for double as long as we have. So when you hear us say KBOB 89.9 FM, that's a not-for-profit organization. If y'all can go see Uncle Bobby, because like these bills be rolling in, then consider when you hear the Juice Radio Show, go to the Juice Radio Show and donate. Go to KBOB and donate, because here's the beauty of us. We're choosing collaboration over competition. Yeah. So we may ask for some with World One Development or EdgeRake, but all this stuff is tied to, when you hear us say Juice, think about probably a couple hundred kids that Uncle Bobby has taken through that system that are now graduating from places like Jackson State. They now some of our leaders for
now
the future.
In the workforce.
Right now, if they started on KBOB, part of the Juice Radio Show, that imparted something into them, where now they the president of their school and they lead it, and they didn't take that leadership on the road. Because here's the thing, Uncle Bobby ain't gonna never have to worry about being in no nursing home by himself. Right. Because he's been a blessing and such an impact to so many people. And those are the kind of things we can think about when you're listening in. What do you give to, or what do you support? What impact are you making? Especially when you want a return on investment. But if you don't invest nothing, hey,
ain't get no return.
Can't expect no return.
Okay, so Linda says, we were all sent here with a calling / purpose. When we're working in it, all is blessed. I see this in y'all calling and purpose. Thank you so much, Miss Linda.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Means a lot.
Ron Williams says, United States Army here. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Amber Johnson Oputa says everybody wants stuff for free. She's another one that'll know.
Free 99.
Yes. Because, she works in a service where she is a realtor. Right. And so, I'm sure that there are time and time again, people like, hey, can you help me sell my house? Okay, well, what's in it for me? No, what's your budget?
Percentage. I'm a realtor.
It's work, and people, it's like you don't value people's time, and we got to get better. We got to stop doing that.
And look, here's the thing, Damali. When we go to a restaurant and eat, we don't negotiate the price.
No.
We sit, we eat, we tell them what we want. They give us the tab and we add a tip to it.
Exactly.
Not just at the restaurants, but if we go to the food trucks, we go down on Greenwood, we grab ice cream, we go to Oasis Fresh Market. Wherever we go, we don't negotiate anything. But here's the thing sometimes, y'all. The event center, our event center is right at a 5-star for 10 years.
Yes.
Right here in North Tulsa, right off 36th Street, north of Peoria. Weddings, wedding receptions, funerals, repasses, whatever you want to, you name it, then we do it here. But a lot of times what happened, I've heard people say this. So they may come here and our prices are already cheaper than everybody else's. But I think a lot of times, Damali, when it comes to us, we ready to negotiate the deal down right off the top.
Right.
But here's the thing. You don't even think about negotiating at the Hilton. You don't talk about negotiating at the
because you're trying to be a big shot.
You don't talk about none of the car dealerships. You go in and what they tell you the price is, you just smile.
You just pay it.
And you give them that and go on. But we got to do that same thing with each other.
Right.
Now, it's not to say from time to time, a situation may happen, and that's where the community piece show up. Right. You know what I'm talking about? Something happened in your family that was unexpected. Now, we supposed to have a heart for that, to be like, oh, man, okay, we see. That was unexpected. But not just every time you show up.
Right.
You do that. Let's pour our dollars with each other. Now, you can go all over the city, that's fine, but let's pour some real dollars with each other and not do that because our purpose alignment is tied to it.
Yeah.
And
the other piece to that is people are in business to make money.
Right.
They're not in business to work themselves into the ground, for other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that when you start a business, it's because you see a need and you're trying to fill that need, right? And most of the time, you're trying to do it with excellence. You feel like you bring something to the table. You got a little sauce that you can sprinkle on it that's going to make that industry a little bit better. And so don't discount people's gifts and blessings. Y'all just, you got to be careful and you got to be mindful of that because you don't want people to discount your gifts and blessings, right? And I don't even know how we got all off on. We talking about purpose alignment. We still talking about it.
Aligning with.
So I think that what we should do maybe is take a quick break because it actually is 47 past the hour. And so this has been a really long segment. It's currently 61 degrees right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street. We're going to take a quick break. And we're going to come back. I
got one question.
Oh.
Can we come back and do the feud? That's the king speaking. As a person that didn't miss nothing. I'm just saying, if the king has a request, they said normally when the king says something, it becomes a rule.
I knew it was coming.
I'm just saying before these 8 o'clockers go to work, I just wonder, the king has something to say.
Can we do 2 commercials, Mr. Producer, and then come back so we can not hear this rhetoric that's over here to my right?
The king has spoken. Stay locked in. Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. We'll be right back, y'all.
What if the truth was on display? This May, step inside a world where history, identity, and reality collide. From visionary playwright George C. Wolfe comes the bold, the fearless, the unforgettable, the Colored Museum. 11 powerful exhibits, stories that challenge, provoke, and expose. A journey through Black life in America told with razor-sharp wit and unapologetic truth. You won't just watch it, you'll feel it. The Colored Museum, presented by Theater North, live at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, Liddy Dungeons Theater, May 23rd and 30th at 8 p.m. and May 24th and 31st at 3 p.m. Don't miss the performance everyone will be talking about. Get your tickets now at TulsaPAC.com or call 918-596-7111. The truth is waiting. Will you face it?
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development. EduRec is the place where education and recreation meets. At EduRec, we have a host of programs such as Spring Break Camp, Summer Camp, and After School. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet.
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and the HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday. Hey, happy Baby Friday. Welcome to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. You're locked in on NYCU.FM radio station. Hopefully you've been locking in to our station as you're rolling to work, school, or just out there playing just a little bit. Also, when you go to NYCU.FM, stroll down and make sure you subscribe to the station. You're also locked in on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. And for all you YouTubers, you're locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development news that you can use, but you're in the best seat in the house today. You're live in studio at Grandma's Table with Charles and Damali on this thankful Thursday, throwback Thursday, baby Friday, and all of that good stuff. Damali, what's up? I see you got a new hairdo today.
I do have a new hairdo, and I'm probably going to have a new one tomorrow.
Oh, you going back to back with this thing. You trying to do like the Thunder? You going back to back to Thunder? Look, the Thunder won, and she said, I ain't even me no more. I'm somebody else. I see what's going on.
That part.
I got to hear. I said, where's the Molly? She is silence. Thunder done won. I got the lashes done. Got the hair done. Boy, right. What is going on in the city? It's 61 degrees. A little bit of rain outside. So if you're getting in for that 8 o'clock hour, getting to work, buy yourself a little bit more time. Slow down just a little bit. It's a little wet out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but it's going to be a pretty good day.
And just as a reminder, for those of you who have to jump off the live to go to work, just go back and look at the show later on. The shows are up. They're up for 30 days before they kill our lives. So, just make sure that you go back and look at the show, because it is some great information. And we're still talking about Politics 101. So in the next hour, we'll talk about local elections and stuff and things that are happening right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street.
It's getting hot with our local elections, y'all.
Man,
I ain't gonna lie.
Crazy.
It's getting warm around here, Uncle Brian. And Uncle Brian, I don't know if you got something to do with it. I see you out there building the fire.
Crazy.
So even when you get to work, remember, when you get to work, open up that thing and just put in NYCU.FM. You're going to see us pop up, hit that play button, and turn that volume down. That way, when you work,
put your AirPod in.
Put your AirPod in. They're like, what they doing in here? You're going to be working doing this? You're like, oh, no, I'm just going to let it go. Don't do that. Don't get fired at work and then blame us, because we ain't got no job openings right now.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the Black Wall Street Family Feud. This is the Purpose Alignment Edition. So we want you guys to start thinking about purpose alignment, okay? Because success becomes more meaningful when your actions match your purpose. Okay. So we asked 100 people in the community these 3 questions and a bonus question. They gave us, I'm going to give you their top 4 answers. Your job is to tell me which one of them is the number 1 answer. Which one the most of the 100 people said was number 1.
What Damali did over the last week, She stopped at Burn High School and she asked 25 of the graduates. So now you got to go back to these 17, 18 years. Ain't no telling what they said.
Right.
So you got 25 graduates. Then she stopped and actually hung out in the J-Bone Lounge.
I did.
With SB and Mr. Energizer. Mr. Energizer fell asleep in the chair, but he woke up because he's part of the community wake up and he's back. So she asked 25 people out there by the lake. She came on down just a little bit. She asked 25 motorcycle riders as they was rolling on into Tulsa for the Black Wall Street rally. And then she stopped right on Greenwood, right by Mandy's. Got us some lemonade. She asked 25 people at the lemonade stand. Right. So that's the only place you can get these answers for. You're short. So get your thinking cap on, because I'm the king right now. And I did all this talking because I don't know what's about to happen next. But anyway, let's get to it.
Okay, so here we go. Question number 1. Name something people need in order to walk in purpose. Is it A, vision, B, discipline, C, confidence, or D, faith?
All of the above.
And there is no all of the above. I ain't saying nothing about a E.
That's the closest you done ever asked a question.
Listen, my 100 people. Name something people need in order to walk in purpose. Is it A, vision?
You gotta have it.
B, discipline?
You gotta have it.
C, confidence?
You gotta have it.
Or D, faith?
And you're walking with the Lord. Come on now. That's all.
Listen.
What did the 100 people say? I ain't even jumping out to look at AJ dancing. He ain't even said nothing yet.
Right. So AJ says D. He did say something. Don't do
He's
him.
going with faith.
Uncle Brian says C.
See there? I'm waiting to see what Steven said, the producer.
Steven, what you got?
You know, anybody with a fresh edge. Gotta have an answer.
Gotta have a good
I'm
answer.
telling you, Theater North is gonna do it this weekend. Steven ready for the show today.
Mama says A.
I'm going with A.
Charles is saying A because Mama said A.
No, I'm saying A because she make that famous bread.
John says C. Hey, John, and let us know, too, if you know what happened to the motorcycle rider in Owasso. We can talk about it off air, but yeah, let us know. You going A? Steven is going A.
Vision.
Who else got an answer?
But the Lord give you vision.
I'm going to read the question one more time.
And then when the Lord give you vision, you got to be disciplined. No, I'm just saying, I'm thinking out loud, my bad. That's when all the answers sound right.
Rationale. This is rationale coming
Prentice?
out. Prentice said A.
Okay, I feel better because Prentice gonna analyze that thing.
Right. Sound like that's what you're doing too.
I am.
Okay, here we go. Name something people need in order to walk in purpose. Is it A, vision, B, discipline, C, confidence, or D, faith? Mom, Charles, Stephen, and Prentice, you are correct. The answer is A, vision. You need direction before you can move intentionally. You need to know where you're going. So great job, y'all. That was good.
Come on, Mama. I appreciate it. I did go with that because Mama texted me this morning and Mama appreciated it. She texted me this morning and I saw a sign. I said, whatever Mama do today, I'm going to do today.
We're gonna see what the next question.
We're going to keep that same energy.
Yeah, keep the same energy.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Hey, Laura's here, finally.
Laura?
And Miss Judy is on. She said D.
Miss Judy?
Hey, Miss Judy, how are you? That's Teresa's mom.
Teresa's mom, welcome to the show. If you Teresa mom, you my half mom. Teresa, my sister.
Half mom.
Where my daddy at? Shoot, I don't know what's going on. You Teresa, my sister, so you half my mama. So
half my mama.
Let them know you
That
got a
is
baby. My baby is on the radio on the wake up.
That is funny.
Welcome to the show, Miss Elliott.
There's Brenda Harbin. She just popped in.
What's going on, Miss Brenda Harbin? Laura is here.
Yeah, Laura. That's what I said. She's there.
Let's go.
Okay, so here we go. Question number 2. Name something that shows a person is aligned with their purpose. Is it A, consistency, B, passion, C, positive impact, or D, discipline? Look, Teresa laughing at you.
Oh.
He crazy.
Girl, read that again, because that's another. We right back in the same tight spot.
Name something that shows a person is aligned with their purpose. Is it A, consistency, B, passion, C, positive impact, or D, discipline? Teresa says A.
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Teresa this time. That's
going with your half sister.
Yeah, and with our half mama.
Your half mama didn't say nothing yet. Laura says B.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Mama says A.
That's a tough one.
Princess says B.
I know, Prentice. That's a tough one, but I think you're wrong.
Yeah, Katina says D.
Oh man, we all over the board now.
AJ says C. Oh Lord.
I know, we got them all.
Uncle Brian says A.
YouTube said read it again when you take a break.
Let's okay, here we go. Question again. Name something that shows a person is aligned with their purpose. Is it A, consistency, B, passion, C, positive impact, or D, discipline? Stephen, what you got? You got A.
I think it's A or C.
AJ says A is his answer. Oh, A is his answer. Sorry, AJ.
I got A with C on the side.
AJ. Brenda says A.
A with C on the side. And then the producer said he got D
John
on the side.
says C.
So John, hold that side for me, just in case.
Brenda says A. I got Brenda. All right. Okay, here we go. Question with answer. Name something that shows a person is aligned with their purpose. Is it A, consistency, B, passion, C, positive impact, or D, discipline? Teresa, Charles, AJ, Brenda, Mom, Brian, and Stephen, you are all correct. The answer is A, consistency. Purpose shows up in repeated actions over time. Your actions reveal your purpose.
Come on, I'm rolling with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Woo.
So look at Mama. Mama
I'm rolling with Mama.
Yeah.
Look, me and Mama had something going on this morning.
Okay.
Mama woke me up. She said, "Son, you can do it.
Oh,
Greatness is up on thou." And I done went forward with it, Damali.
Okay. Well, let's see if question number 3 says the same. Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go. Name something that can pull people out of alignment.
Oh, the haters.
With
Now
their
the haters.
purpose.
So here go the haters. I see there.
Here we go. Is it distractions? A. B is fear. C, negative influences, or D, lack of focus.
Right when I was doing good, you're going to come up with a hater question. Now, I've been running from the haters. Been trying to change my surroundings. Now, you're going to bring them back to the table on the wake up.
Right.
Let's read the question one more time. I feel some kind of way right now.
Name something that can pull people out of alignment with their purpose. Is it A, distractions, B, fear, C, negative influences, or D, lack of focus? Laura says C.
It's a tough one.
Teresa says B.
What is that?
Fear. Mama says B. AJ says C or D. Bro, pick a side. Uncle Brian says C.
What's C?
C is negative influences.
I ain't it. That might be an Uncle Brian. I'm just messing with you. The YouTube people say read it one more time.
Princess says A. Okay, the question is, name something that can pull people out of alignment with their purpose. Is it A, distractions, B, fear, C, negative influences, or D, lack of focus?
Dang, I think it's A or B.
AJ says C. Ron says C.
What's C?
Negative influences. John Prince says C. Stephen, what you got?
Stephen said read it one more time.
Name something that can pull people out of alignment with their purpose. Is it A, distractions, B, fear, C, negative influences, or D, lack of focus?
I'm going with C too.
Brenda says B.
Oh man, what is B?
Fear. You going to C? Stephen says C. You going with C?
That's negative influence?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going.
Charles.
I don't feel good about it. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did. Why'd you yell that?
I'm going to put a negativity.
Okay, so here we go. Question with answer. Name something that can pull people out of alignment with their purpose. Is it A, distractions, B, fear, C, negative influences, or D, lack of focus? Prentice, you are the only one who got it correct. The answer is A, distractions. Distractions can cause people to lose sight of what truly matters. Too many distractions can throw you off course.
Good stuff, Princess.
Okay, so
No, Princess done went and hung out with the moms. You over there with Wimby. Prentice, I see where y'all see what's going on. You could text me we from the same hometown.
So what that looks like, Charles, it's 2. Mom's got 2. Prentice has 2. Stephen has 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
it's gonna all come down
to the bonus question.
to this.
All right.
Govern yourself accordingly.
5 points for the bonus question. So some of you who did not make it.
See, it's already trickery. Stephen done changed the music. See, it be your own people. It don't be the enemy. It be your own people. See, all you got to do is change one ingredient. One ingredient and your dish can be different. You see what he did?
Right.
So his chances of winning just went up 90%.
Every little step you make.
Look at my feet moving. I'm trying to take, I didn't even want to dance off Bobby Brown. But see, since he done that, I'm distracted.
Right.
All right.
The distraction. Here we go.
Shake it off.
Bonus round, 5 points. Name something communities gain when people live aligned with purpose. Is it A, progress, B, unity, C, strong leadership, or D, lasting impact?
Come on, one more time. Let's read that one more time.
Name something communities gain when people live aligned with purpose. Is it A, progress, B, unity, C, strong leadership, or D, lasting impact?
It's A or B. What's
Teresa
A?
says D.
What's A?
A is progress. Teresa says D.
What is D?
Lasting impact. Ron says D. Uncle Brian says A.
It's A or D.
Laura says D. Prentice says D.
It's A or D.
Prentice A.
What's D again?
Rolanda says, good morning, family. It's been a while, but God is good, and it's my 55th birthday. Well, happy birthday.
You going the speed limit, the 55 miles per hour.
Yes.
That's talking about Roro?
Yes.
Happy, see, I'm always going to call you by your nickname. Roro.
Mama says D.
Happy birthday to you, sis. Love you and miss you.
Rolanda says A. The birthday girl.
What's A?
A is progress. John Prince says A. All right, Stephen, what you got?
He doing a process of elimination.
Yeah. He over there. He got his pen and pad.
I don't know what he's doing, a math equation to come up with a letter.
Right.
Because it's A or D. It's A or D. It's
okay, so
or
pick
D.
one. Pick one.
What's D?
D is lasting impact. A is progress.
That's the same thing. Lasting impact, progress. Both of them.
Pick one word or the other.
Say, hold on, you don't tell me what to do. You ain't my mama. My half mama's on the live. Judy, tell her don't do me like that. Anyway, girl, give me D for the win.
You say D?
D for the win.
Okay, Charles. All right, Stephen, what you got? The question is, name something communities gain when people live aligned with purpose. Is it A, progress, B, unity, C, strong leadership, or D, lasting impact? You gonna go A?
It's A or D. So one of us gonna leave the station because one of us not gonna feel good after you read the answer. I just hope it ain't me.
All right, here we go. Question with answer.
Somebody bring me my drink.
Name something communities gain when people live aligned with purpose. Is it A, progress, B, unity, C, strong leadership, or D, lasting impact? Teresa, Ron, Laura, Prentice, Mom, and Charles, you are all correct. The answer is D. Lasting impact. So purpose-driven communities create meaningful change that lasts.
You notice he turned the music off. See? That's what I've been trying to tell you. Y'all don't know the Sinead. You said as soon as they said I won, the music left. Don't bring the music back.
Purpose creates real result. So the bigger message is this: purpose alignment requires vision, discipline, intentional action, and consistency. Black Wall Street was built by people whose work, businesses, and leadership aligned with a larger purpose for community advancement. Because when your actions align with your purpose, you stop moving randomly and start building intentionally.
So since my half mama and my half sister pulled up. We became a winner together. Me and my sis.
Yes.
Teresa and some others. Who else? Prentice?
Mom.
Mom.
Prentice.
Mom, Prentice, Teresa.
And you.
And me.
Yes.
We're going to take a break and celebrate. We're going to toast. I got the champagne up here. Y'all run up here to the parking lot. I'm going to meet y'all outside. We're going to do a toast. And we're going to come back. We're going to get down to the real deal Holyfield. We're going to talk about politics 101. Our local elections are heating up, but we got to be a part of it because we got to figure out who we want to lead our community into the future. Y'all stay locked in. Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali. We'll be right back.
What if the truth was on display? This May, step inside a world where history, identity, and reality collide. From visionary playwright George C. Wolfe comes the bold, the fearless, the unforgettable, the Colored Museum. 11 powerful exhibits, stories that challenge, provoke, and expose. A journey through Black life in America told with razor-sharp wit and unapologetic truth. You won't just watch it, you'll feel it. The Colored Museum, presented by Theater North, live at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, Liddy Dungeons Theater, May 23rd and 30th at 8 p.m. and May 24th and 31st at 3 p.m. Don't miss the performance everyone will be talking about. Get your tickets now at TulsaPAC.com or call 918-596-7111. The truth is waiting. Will you face it?
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and the HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali.
You talk.
What a music. What Usher? Yeah! Let's go. Shout out to Teresa. Shout out to Prentice. Shout out to Mom. And shout out to me. Welcome back to Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. The feud went down and only a few kings and queens rose from the ashes like the phoenix. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to settle down a little bit.
I cannot.
You tune in on NYCU.FM radio station. Remember, at 9 o'clock, y'all stay locked in with us all day. We playing the absolute best R&B and them throwbacks and today's hits. You're locked in, and we syndicated on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. Prayers continue for Bobby Eaton Sr. Tomorrow is his big day. Make sure you pull up at the 36th Street North Event Center at 1 o'clock. The address is 1125 East 36th Street North. You also locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use, but y'all got the absolute best seat in the house. Y'all live in studios with us right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street. Damali, I'm feeling Greenwood. I'm feeling pretty good. The ancestors helped me out today.
Yeah, they did help.
And my half sister, my half mama. We did it together. It's all about community, y'all.
Right.
Everybody that's tuned in, we appreciate it. But what we need you to do now is click that arrow and share this live with everybody, because we're getting into the real deal of what we really need to be talking about is voting season. Mm-hmm. It's time to get to the polls. And we need to show up, because if we don't, we're going backwards. The man done already put your car in reverse and hit the gas. So we got to show up so we can get this car back and drive and start back going forward. And you only can do that when you show up. But when you show up, you got to be aware of what's going on so that you can hold people accountable to get up in office, to smile in your face, to bring fish dinners to your church.
Oh, not the fish dinners.
Fish and chicken dinners and a cupcake and a piece of lemon cake. Now I'm hungry. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. These people going to be showing up at your church. We getting you ready to ask them the real questions.
Yes.
Look, That's a lot at stake right now. What you gonna do for my kids? What you gonna do for our seniors? What you gonna do about these food deserts? What you gonna do about our roads and our lights and our housing and our insurance and these gas prices? Because Charles left his car at the Quick Trip because my gas was about $150,000 for one tank of gas, and I ain't putting up with it. I ain't going for it, Damali.
Right.
How you feeling? How you living on this?
No, you are absolutely correct. We do need to be focused. So now we're getting into the part where we're going to educate. Yeah. And we're going to talk about why some of this is important. So first of all, I want to say that the last day to register to vote in time for the June 16th election is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 24 hours.
Tomorrow is the last day, so you guys need to be getting down there to register to vote, and you can do that at tag agencies, and you can also go to the Tulsa County Election Board to get that accomplished. So, why does it matter? Well, let me tell you why it matters. Because on the June 16th ballot,
right,
we're going to be voting for the Tulsa assessor. In Tulsa County, the Tulsa County Treasurer. We're going to be voting for commissioners for districts 1 and 3. We're also in the state portion. We're going to be voting for governor, lieutenant governor, senators that are in the even numbered districts, state representatives, all of them, state treasurer, state auditor, attorney general, superintendent of schools, labor commissioner, insurance commissioner, district attorney, corporation commissioner, 1 of 3, and judges. Okay. Also, we're voting for 1 U.S. senator, and we're voting for 5 U.S. representatives.
And thus, that's why we do this show called Politics 101, where we're going to break down what these positions are, what they're responsible for, and why it's important for you to be aware and know what's going on. So again, click share. Text 5 friends and say, tune in to Community Wake Up right now because we're getting prepared for what's coming up in June.
Yes.
Let's go.
So what happens is we're going to do the runoffs, and which is going to be the June 16th election. And then November 3rd is actually going to be the actual election.
Question number 1, what is a runoff?
So runoff is where so we have more than one candidate that's going for an office. Right. And so we got to pick one.
Right.
You know, and that person will go over onto the November ballot
and run against
whoever the opposing party is.
So that means me and Damali got a race.
Yeah.
And when I beat her, like I will, because I'm a lean at the finish line, then I'm the person that runs against the other person down in November.
Right.
So we got to have a runoff first.
Yes.
So if I beat her, like I do when we race.
If.
Oh. Okay, well, if I beat her, because she said it with her chest, then one of us go against the person in November to the poll. So that's what a runoff is, just in case you didn't know.
Yes. And so we're going to talk about city government. Let's see. Monday, we talked about federal government. We talked about the president, vice president, and all of those offices, what they're supposed to do and all of that, what their job is, how much they get paid and all that stuff. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about local government.
Right.
And so the first office that we're going to start out with is the mayor.
Ooh, is that the mayor's not up? But we still going to talk about what the mayor is.
No, he's not up.
Yeah.
No, he's not up. So the first office we're talking about is the mayor. This is what the mayor is supposed to do.
And this is in any city.
In any city.
So
he is supposed to lead city government. He is supposed to oversee city departments and help shape economic development in a community.
So the bottom line is this. Your mayor is the CEO of your city, wherever you live. So whether it's your bridges or your stores or your grass or your lights or the schools, or whatever's going on, he's the one got to sign and make sure the budget is good. So he's the CEO of your city. And a person, whether it's a he or she, you need to know who that person is.
So our mayor now is currently Monroe Nichols.
The first black mayor in the history of Tulsa, Oklahoma, USA.
Yes. He was elected in 2024 to a 4-year term. So he is not up again until 2028.
Right.
Okay. But his job affects policing, economic development, housing, infrastructure, and city priorities. So that's what he does, and that is his job.
How do you think the mayor's doing right now, 2 years in?
I think he's doing a pretty good job. I think he is trying to make a change. And so I will say this. no matter what position you get into, and he's only been in office for a year.
Right.
And so, well, I guess he's in his second term. But, no matter what position you get into, you cannot affect all of the change that you want to make overnight. And I think I said this a couple days ago.
Right.
It is a process that you have to go through. So all of the great ideas that you have, no mayor or any city official doesn't just get in there and do everything they want to do. And I'll just say that, like one of the priorities for our District 1 City Council, and we'll get to that, was she wanted a grocery store. Well, it took her several years. She's been in office now 8 years. It took her several years to be able to get that grocery store.
Right.
Even though it was a need in our community, it was a great idea, because it was going to absolutely affect the quality of life that the constituents had in the area. But it doesn't happen overnight. You got to figure out where you're going to get the money. Where is the store going to be located? Who's going to run the store? How are we going to get product in? There's a whole lot of stuff that goes along with. So what I will say is, just because a person is not doing what they had or what they ran on as far as their platform right out the gate, that don't mean that they're not trying to do it.
But that's probably why they give them 4 years.
Exactly.
Now, let me add this too. Now, some cities have a strong mayor, and Tulsa does.
Yes.
So if you're the mayor of Tulsa, you got a lot of power when you're a mayor. Some cities don't have a strong mayor. They have a strong council. That means mainly the councils is what govern the mayor is part of it. But when you hear people say strong mayor, like Tulsa, then that means the mayor has a lot of strength where he can veto things and make things happen. He can do a lot of things on his own. Appoint the chief of police, appoint certain people. He can do certain things, he or she. Because we have both. We've had both here in Tulsa. But you may be in a city. You want to find out if you have a strong mayor or council. Because that's going to be a big difference in who you need to be your friend. Because if you in a city and it's not a strong mayor, you need to get to your counselors. Because they the one the main, and the mayor just kind of there to watch them.
Yes.
But anyway. Good
okay,
job.
So Laura says Tulsa County Election Board is where you can go, and tag agencies.
Right.
So we wanted to reiterate that.
And Lori, thanks for tuning in. If anybody can figure out what those addresses are, put them in the live, because you in Tulsa. Then if you put the address in there, then now all you got to do today, because all you got but 24 hours.
Yeah.
Is
if
go,
you're not registered,
get your driver's license, get your birth certificate, get your passport, just get everything that you got. And go and get your dentures. Grab your dentures out the water and just.
I don't think they require dentures.
Oh no, not dentures. My bad. I went too far. Get your veneers. You just pop them.
Oh.
Okay.
Anyway, Uncle Brian says corporation commissioner is a very, very important seat.
Oh my God, that's all the money.
Yeah. And so we need to make sure that we are being educated about who the folks are that are running for that particular office. And Uncle Brian also says if one doesn't get 50% plus one, then they have a runoff between the two candidates in probably August or September. Correct. The winner will run in November. Absolutely. Thank you, Uncle Brian. And Uncle Brian works at a polling place, so he kind of knows all of this. Politics 101, make sure you vote. Uncle Brian also says Mayor Nichols is doing a very fine job, better than any mayor we've previously had. Woo. And he's been around for some mayors.
Woo,
okay,
he's been around with a few of them.
Okay, so city councilors. Okay, let's go there. So city councilors, what they are supposed to do is pass city ordinances, approve the city budget, and represent local districts. In Tulsa, we have 9 city council districts. Councilors serve 2-year terms, and several seats regularly come up during municipal elections. Currently, all 9 seats are up. Everybody
Ooh,
is up for election. And let me see. So the city council controls city ordinances, budgets, zoning, neighborhood development, and local policy. City council decisions directly affect the everyday life of Tulsa neighborhoods.
So what you're basically saying, Damali, we talked about the federal, the state. To me, it's already feeling like your local elections are your most important elections to you.
Right.
So even though a lot of people be ready to run to the polls for the president, a lot of what the president do don't even affect you as much. It's the local people.
Right.
That's making these critical decisions for you. Right. So that's why it's even more. And then a lot of time your local officials are the people that you can't meet and shake their hand and ask them, how you doing? So these local elections are extremely important.
Right. Laura Roberts says the address for the election board is 12000 East Skelly Drive, Tulsa 74128. So it's basically 11th and Garnett area. Their phone number is 918-596-5780. You can give them a call to verify what you need in order to register to vote, because they're doing a lot of things trying to keep people from being able to register. So you don't want to drive out there and not have what you need. So give them a call to make sure that you are bringing what you need in order to sign up to register to vote. Hey, Marquise Dennis, how are you, brother?
Marquise, what's going on now? See, y'all that are part of the Screenshot Ministry. Screenshot Ministry is people that every time they find something on Facebook or something, they always screenshot and reposting it somewhere.
Right.
Anyway, this is a good thing. Well, Laura, thank you so much. Number one, screenshot that.
Yeah.
Text that to all of your own family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Let this thing start at home. Your kids over 18, your friends over 18 and their kids, send this to them and say, if they are not registered to vote, here's the address in Tulsa County to go make sure you register, because all you got is 24 hours. That's called your reasonable service to your own community. So let's all agree, because I'm going to do it. Send it to 10 people, 10 friends to say, hey, make sure you and your kids, go register if they're over 18.
And Teresa said, please wear your dentures.
See, that's why that's my half sister. See, we want you to be able to smile like Kirk Franklin said.
Right.
But if you're smiling and the smile ain't there, that means you don't care.
Houston, we have
Let
a
me
problem.
just leave that alone.
Yes,
altogether.
just leave it
Community
alone,
wake up.
please.
Everybody's welcome. Dentures or not.
All right. School board members are another important elected position.
Critically important.
So what they do is they are supposed to oversee school districts.
Mm-hmm.
They approve budgets, hire superintendents, and they are often paid a small stipend just to do that.
Right.
Okay. So, but they directly impact the education quality, the school policies, and student resources. Right. They also affect curriculum, superintendent hiring, budgets, and student policies.
Yeah, you gotta your when you think about your school officials, they are extremely important, y'all, because that's who educating our kids. So right now we rank 48. So we need to go. We got to see what's going on. And then if in your city, based on where you rank, your ranking is man, it's a reflection of your school board. Can we call it is what it is? Because sometimes you may have a couple of good school board members, but then some not so good. But at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. So whoever's in now, you need to figure out what's going on, because Damali, we struggling right now when it comes to Oklahoma and Tulsa. Now, those are some strides being made. Let me say that. I've seen a $600 million bond that passed and some other things going on. So I'm just hopeful, because in 2016, 17, we was ranked like 15th or something. Now we slide like with church shoes on the mountaintop on ice. We slid down too fast, Damali. How are we going to be just 10 years ago, 15 or 17 in the country, and we done slid to the bottom and crashed?
Right.
We gotta reverse that, man.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing I want to say about the city council seats that are up for election right now in District 1, and the reason I bring up District 1 is because District 1 is North Tulsa. Right. That is where we sit with the 36th Street North Event Center, EduRec, all of our organization, right, sits in this district. Currently, we have our current city council person that is running for office again and running for re-election. We have Dr. Currency Wilson, who is running for that seat, as well as Mario Johnson and Reggie Williams. So the reason I'm bringing that to your attention is because now is the time that you need to be doing your research about these individuals. Okay, because it is not just because you see a name on a sign, or just because, you've heard, oh, well, they did this for the community or that for the community. Still, what are the other things? So go do your research, put them side by side, make you a table or a chart and say, okay, District 1 City Councilwoman did this, and did these things, but does her moral compass or does her character align with mine and what I want to do? Dr. Currency Wilson, she is a professor and does this, but does her moral compass align with what I want and what I want to see for District 1? So although you may have done great things, but It's you need to figure out for you what that looks like, and then get up off of your pockets and get to the polls to place your vote.
Everything is
whatever
about
it is.
the pros and the cons.
Exactly.
So the
Line 'em up.
pros is all the good stuff. So you put the name at the top and you just do your homework. You write down the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the cons and go, oh, this is stuff that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
You stack all three of them up. That way you ain't got to waste a whole lot of time. Do it as a family.
Yeah,
do a little
that would
research
be
thing.
great.
Everybody sit down and be like, hey, you research this person, you research this person, you do this, and I'm going to do this. And let's just do it as a family. And then as a family, you come up with a consensus. We feel like this person will be better for what they do in this. And then you head to the polls together, then leave there and go to Church's Chicken. And get you some Church's Chicken with a biscuit with some honey.
Church's Chicken got to do with anything?
I done left the boat. I done got home. My
Oh
bad.
my God.
My bad. I was trying to make it a family affair, and part of family's food. Now, come on now.
Well, okay.
You got
okay.
eat
Well,
now.
I get it to you. Okay, you do have to eat. You right. But so that's all I'm saying is in District 1 for this election, there's going to be a lot of options.
Right.
And just because you know somebody and you went to high school with them, don't mean that they're the best person for the seat.
Right. Just because that's your uncle's cousin, best friend, sister, nephew, niece.
It don't matter.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Is what you're gonna
because
get.
what we are talking about is what is going to be best for the entire district, right? And who is going to be the better voice for that. And, you know, and sometimes your position changes. You know, at one point you might have thought that, and I'm not just talking about District 1, I'm talking about any election. Sometimes you may have thought this person was a great person for the seat, but now your time has passed. So now it's time for somebody else to get in that has better, fresher ideas. I don't know, but I agree with Charles. Put their name up at the top, pros, cons. Next person, pros, cons. And then you just line them up and see who best aligns. And then, you know, and what changes you want to see in the community. And then now you just line it up and see who's doing what and what that looks like.
Also,
right?
Another good thing about the Community Wake Up is we'll probably have each one of these candidates for District 1 because we're located in District 1. We'll probably have each one of them on the show to talk about who they are and their platform and all of that. And some of the other counselors that are running or looking to run or currently sitting, if they would like to come in, because we don't mind. Because that's we go to other sides of the city, then that's fine as well. But nevertheless, all 9 seats are up this election. Start doing your homework right now.
So Uncle Brian says the District 1 City Commissioner's race is getting very, very nasty.
It is getting really crazy. Every time I look at an ad on TV, so that's the thing we're going to do on the Community Wake Up. We're not going to get into the nasty stuff because we don't want to be nasty. We're not kin to Janet, and we're not nasty when we want. Oh, hold on. I got confused again.
You didn't mix that all up.
I done mixed two things together. Don't go together.
Don't do that.
On the Community Wake Up, we just don't get into the other stuff they partake in.
We ain't doing the ugly.
We gonna keep the main thing,
That part.
Who are you? What platform are you running on? And what have you done for me lately?
Exactly.
We're gonna do it
exactly. Teresa said, "Somebody feed Charles."
I know. When I get hungry, I'm not.
Ain't no telling.
Give me a Snicker.
Yeah, you need a Snicker.
Somebody give me a Snicker bar. I turn back into Charles.
So anyway, this is, so we're talking about all of these things because, tomorrow is the deadline for you to register to vote. So like time is going. Before you know it, then we're going to be voting. June 16th is going to be here.
Let me ask you something, Damali, because we're talking about politics 101 and voting.
Yeah.
What do you look for in a candidate?
I look for somebody who does what they say they gonna do. Bottom line, I don't want you smiling in my face talking about all of this stuff that you're gonna do, and then you turn around and go do something totally opposite. If you tell me that you have morals and good character, that's what I expect to see. And if something comes along where I figure out that you don't have that, then you off my list. I look for somebody who has the community in mind. Right, that you're always thinking about ways to help make the community better than the way you found it, and so if you're not doing that on all fronts, because this is what I think we have to hold these people at a higher standard. You put yourself out there to be in this position, just like I think about pastors, just like I think about, people that are
leadership
in those, if you come in, bring it. And so I don't expect you to get in there and start playing dirty ball just like they playing dirty ball.
Let me ask y'all on the live as well as Damali finish up. What do you look for in a candidate? Or if you want to give some of these young people advice, what do we need to look for in a candidate that's running for office? What do you look for? We got so many people on. So what do you look for from them? I'll say for me with candidates, I really look at who they were before they ran for office. Because I don't think you could just quickly change and all of a sudden want to be a community servant. I don't think you just do that. I think that's the way you live. I think it's what's in your heart. So I'm not even going to start with when you start running for office and what you started with then going forward, because now I feel like you're just trying to put your best foot forward, kind of like a relationship. I'd rather go into the past for a little bit to see what you've been doing the last 5 years without being in this seat. And if I ain't never seen you at nothing, you ain't served no youth, you ain't helped no elder, I ain't seen you pass out nothing, I ain't seen you nowhere. You know, but vacationing and chilling and having a good time, I'll be all on your social media because I believe that the title don't change who you are. Right. So what were you doing before you decide to run for this seat is really where I make my decision. Because I just don't think that because you get a seat, you change who you are. So that's kind of what I go with, Damali.
And I think that that's par for the course. I believe that. I believe that what you're doing is a part of who you are. I think that if you are just running because do you think the salary is good or you ain't got to work no more, you can just kind of use that as your residual income. Then and if you're doing it to get paid, you might as well not even do it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, people in city government, they don't get paid a lot of money. Right. I didn't even, and I need to go ahead and pull up Tulsa County, and I will do that since we're talking about that this week. I'll pull up what the stipends are. They don't even call them pay. They call it stipend. Right. That means you ain't getting nothing.
I know the salaries for the city councils are like $24,000. It used to be like 12. So I think it's $24,000 a year. So you can know typically when they're getting into these jobs, it definitely is not for the money. Because mostly people are educated and got degrees. So most of the time when you're dealing with your city council people, you're not dealing with it for money. Now we don't know if nobody sent you. Somebody said, man, who sent you? I can't say the other word, but who sent you? Now you may have to get into that a little bit, because sometimes people may run for a seat because they want to leverage certain things in the area or things of that nature. But nevertheless, what I will look for when I'm looking into what you was doing beforehand, if you volunteer at the YMCA or the Maybe or something like that, or if you are active in your church, if I see where you coach kids or little leagues, if I see you at food distributions, if I see you doing COVID, you was out serving somewhere. If I see, when I see things like that, I'd be like, man, this is a person with a servant's heart, right? And because I don't want you there to be in this big position. I want you there like servant leadership is what I look for. Like I'm leading, but I'm serving as I lead you so that everybody feels special. Not like I'm up here, y'all down here.
Another big seat is the district attorney. They are the ones who prosecute criminal cases. That is their job. And they heavily influence the criminal justice outcomes that happen in a city. And ours is up, and there are a couple of people that are running against the current district attorney who has been in office for a number of years.
Let me say this, Damali. I'm going to ask you and see what you think. In my mind, mine only, I think the district attorney position is the most important seat in the city as it pertains to our community.
I agree.
Because of how it goes down with the laws, because of how when certain things happen, the outcome of it. Your district attorney probably got a staff of over 100 people, all of the assistant district attorneys. This person is the person that decides whether or not you even file charges. Right. And your charges is against the city of Tulsa against you. And so in my mind,
because you're breaking a law or an ordinance that has been put in place. So even though the crime happened with, between two people, it's still against the city because you broke the law.
Come on, Damali, say that again. You're almost an attorney. Scoot up. Right? Hold on. Who your mama is? Who your people? Who your sisters and brothers? Break that down, because people don't. Now say that one more time, because people don't understand that.
So even though you have an altercation with someone, when it's criminally, it's really against the city because you're breaking a law. So if I punch Charles, right? Then
don't wait a minute. That is not a good example. Now, out of all the examples you got, that's the example you're gonna go with. I got 10 examples. That's what you're gonna go with first. That's the first thing you can think of. Okay, let me scoot over and get me a little space. See, I feel some energy right here. I don't know what's really going on, but we're going to start.
But it's assault, so it could be an assault charge, right? Right. But it's going to be against the city.
So it's not going to be on the paperwork.
I broke the law because the law says that I am not supposed to attack Charles.
That's what the law say.
Yeah.
So when she does that,
Now
it's not like it's not
Yeah.
us. Now we can squabble again if she don't have a description. We'll meet in the spot at Oasis and settle this thing while drinking Mandy's. But if that's not the case, you see how I did that? I got that back on her. At the end of the day, you breaking laws against the state.
Yeah, the city
And
or the state.
The state
right.
and the city brings that against you. So Damali
or the feds
does something to me. She ain't really in trouble with me. She's in trouble with the city. And the DA gonna look and say, Damali on film and show you did that. So when she go to court, it's gonna be Damali Wilson versus the state of Oklahoma or the city of Tulsa.
Right.
And that's how they end up getting most of the money. I don't know how that worked, but anyway, nevertheless, I keep saying because of we are number one in the world incarcerating women. And we number 2 or 3 based on the day when it comes to incarcerating men.
Right.
And when you look into those cells, people looking like us, I just got to call a spade a spade. We ain't a big part of the population, but we're a huge piece of who in prison, which is money, which is a whole nother topic we're not going to get into.
Uncle Brian said punching Charles is not a crime.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about right now. My uncle's on here from DR. Don't make my uncle and auntie come back to the States. But Damali, that's good, though. We making light of it and having fun with it. But trust me, your district attorney is extremely important. When somebody done got killed or robbed or arson, all this stuff come on, he is or she is the person deciding whether or not to file charges and what should happen. So critically important, y'all.
So Laura Roberts says, you don't want to vote in people who are not going to work with your mayor.
Right.
Yeah. So if they're opposing and if you believe in what the mayor is trying to do, then you don't want to vote somebody into office that's going to oppose the mayor, that's going to give him a run and make his job harder. Because he's fighting with you. He's already fighting to try to get this stuff, enacted so that it'll, make the community better, if you will. But, you don't want to get somebody in there that's going to give him more grief.
Part of your pros and cons is does this particular person work with maybe the views and opinions of what the current mayor has? And when you see what he or she is saying and it's a obvious no, then that might be something to take it off the list. Now, if you don't like the mayor, then they keep it on the list. So it depends on what your position is, because we're not telling you who to vote for.
Right.
We just give you the information to make an informed decision.
Yes. So, so we need to be paying attention. We need to be doing our homework now.
Right.
If we're not registered, we need to go ahead and get registered. Thank you. Laura says, give and take, intelligence, where they spend their money, what groups they are involved in, and who is in their friend group. Are all things she looks at when she's looking at who she's going to vote for and when she's looking at these candidates. Uncle Brian says June 11th, 12th, and 13th are the early voting will occur at the election board. The times will be announced pretty soon. So we'll get that information. Uncle Brian will make sure that he keeps us aware so that we can share with you guys. There's a lot going on. Uncle Brian says he's getting ready to check out because he's got to go to a doctor's appointment.
Oh, prayers for your doctor's appointment. I think Cousin Pearlie had an appointment as well. So prayers for you, Uncle Brian, ain't Cousin Pearlie. And I'll say this, here's the Jedi mind trick, y'all. It be so much signage out here and you got all these billboards with people pictures. So what happens in your brain, if you're a new person that's registered to vote and you're going to go vote, you see the signs, but you're not really processing it. But what happens when you get to the polls, you're going to go with what seems familiar.
The recognition, name recognition.
That's why you don't want to do that. You want to go with kind of what Lori is saying, what Damali is saying, and Uncle Brian and others are saying. You want to do your homework because you could be doing the worst thing. Because now you're going to do that and tell your friends to do that. Now you voting for the absolute worst person that ain't got none of your values.
Right.
With their
no experience, anything.
And because you are unaware, then you can't keep nobody accountable.
Yep.
So we're just talking about awareness on this Politics 101.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do the Black History Trivia, and then we'll go to a short break, and then we'll come back and wrap up the show.
Let's see just how much you know. It's Black History Trivia with Charles and Damali.
Okay, so this is the Purpose Alignment Edition because some leaders live lives where their actions, values, and missions all work together toward a greater purpose. So here is the question. Which Black physician and activist aligned her medical career with her passion for social justice by creating healthcare access for underserved communities and fighting for civil rights at the same time?
Man.
Was it A, Rebecca Lee Crumpler, B, Dr. Dorothy Height, C, Dr. Jocelyn Elders, or D, Dr. Matilda Evans?
Golly, all of them are doctors.
Mm-hmm. And are.
I know the answer. It won't come out. It won't surface. I'm buffering.
You got running around in all your file
Downloading,
cabinets.
and yeah, the download. I'm doing like my phone. Does that mean my head full of storage? I need that.
So our producer Steven says D.
Read the question one more time, Damali. Then I'm because I think I had it.
Which Black physician and activist aligned her medical career with her passion for social justice by creating healthcare access for underserved communities and fighting for civil rights at the same time? Was it A, Rebecca Lee Crumpler, B, Dr. Dorothy Height, C, Dr. Jocelyn Elders, or D, Dr. Matilda Evans?
I think it's Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, so that would be C.
Yeah, I think it's Jocelyn.
AJ says A or D. AJ, pick one.
Well, yeah, because I ain't say neither one of them. So I'm
look, this one must have stumped everybody because there ain't nobody answering.
Hey, look, the thing about me, I got to keep my hands up. I can't Google. I ain't got no chance. I'm between two, but it's not A or D. It's C or A.
Yeah,
is what I'm thinking.
What's
the answers? What's the doctor's name again?
Dr. Dorothy Height is B. Dr. Jocelyn Elders is C, and Dr. Matilda Evans is D.
Yeah, it's
those
A.
are all the doctors.
It's A or C.
Teresa says D. Prentice says A.
What did I say?
You said C.
Give me A, because I was between A or C, so I'm going with
A. Brian says A. Laura says C.
Woo, Laura.
She says she guessing.
I got
AJ says A.
I guess C too. It's A or C, I believe.
Okay. Mama says D.
Ooh.
All right. And okay, so I'm going to read the question with answer.
Let's go.
Whoops, wrong thing. Which Black physician and activist aligned her medical career with her passion for social justice by creating healthcare access for underserved communities and fighting for civil rights at the same time? Is it A, Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler, B, Dr. Dorothy Height, C, Dr. Jocelyn Elders, or D, Dr. Matilda Evans? Stephen, Teresa, and Mom, you are correct. The answer is D. Dr. Matilda Evans was South Carolina's first Black female licensed physician. She aligned her medical expertise with community service by creating hospitals, health programs, and educational initiatives for underserved Black communities. She used her profession to fulfill her purpose and help her community. So the bigger message is this: purpose alignment is about matching your gifts with your mission, using your talents intentionally, and creating impact through your work. Because when your actions align with your purpose, your life becomes meaningful, not only for yourself, but for others too.
Say her name one more time.
Dr. Matilda Evans.
Just like that. Congratulations, Ms. Evans. We appreciate your work. You are the shoulders that we standing on. Coming up next on the Community Wake Up, upcoming events that we still got a small business spotlight coming up.
I did not do a small business spotlight.
You can spotlight me.
No.
I got a business.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to spotlight myself.
Oh, God.
Coming up next. Upcoming events. Y'all stay locked in. This is thankful.
Y'all pray for us.
Thursday, Throwback Thursday, Baby Friday, and all that good stuff. Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali. Coming up next, we're going to get into the upcoming events that you don't want to miss.
What if the truth was on display? This May, step inside a world where history, identity, and reality collide. From visionary playwright George C. Wolfe comes the bold, the fearless, the unforgettable, the Colored Museum. 11 powerful exhibits, stories that challenge, provoke, and expose. A journey through Black life in America told with razor-sharp wit and unapologetic truth. You won't just watch it, you'll feel it. The Colored Museum, presented by Theater North, live at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center. Liddy Douglas Theater, May 23rd and 30th at 8 p.m. and May 24th and 31st at 3 p.m. Don't miss the performance everyone will be talking about. Get your tickets now at TulsaPAC.com or call 918-596-7111. The truth is waiting. Will you face it?
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali. Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. I see that AJ is down, but Teresa's up. You're locked in on NYCU.FM radio station. Remember, when we go off the air at 9 o'clock today, it's raining outside in Tulsa. So on your iPad, your laptop, your phone, whatever you got, go to NYCU.FM, hit that play button, and just turn it up and enjoy yourself. It's clean music. So whether you're at school, work, or play, guess what? We got you. We also live and syndicated locally right here on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. And don't forget about the Juice Radio Show. School is out. Let them come into the media space, have a good summer, impacting their community, traveling around the other cities, and being a plus and not a minus over the summer. Also, you're locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use. But y'all got the best seat in the house, that grandma table. We're having a conversation. That's what Community Wake Up is all about, having a conversation about those things that matter most to us. Damali, on this Thankful Thursday, you got your eyelashes done, you got the waves going on in your head. The Thunder won last night.
It's all good in the hood.
Once the Thunder, look, that sucker here the other day when the Thunder lost, we thought we lost Damali. We lost, the Thunder lost, and we lost her. And a lot of y'all others out there, I couldn't find nobody in the city. But now, I don't see nothing but lightning bolts and thunder. Everywhere I go, the Thunder is back.
Yes.
Tonight, remember, it's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks. They back at Madison Square Garden. I don't know if them boys can recover because they was winning by 22 points with 7 minutes left. And, man, they can't. Jalen Brunson went nuts. Dropped them boys all the way back and snatched it. I think the series over, but maybe Cleveland got something to say. We'll see tonight.
All right. So, that game starts at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
So make sure to govern yourselves accordingly because I'm going to be watching that game as well. Maybe. I think I got something to do. But anyway, I'm gonna watch the tail end of it.
You're gonna try.
So today we've been talking about purpose alignment.
Yeah.
And I think it's very fitting, and it just always cracks me up that our themes end up matching like the other stuff that we're talking about or that's happening on the show.
Right.
Even with guests that have come into the studio, it seems like our theme is just right on point. So I would say that this is alignment at this season in our careers, that we are talking about things that matter to community and that also fit what's happening in everyday life.
Let me ask you this, Damali. When it comes down to purpose alignment, what were some of the things you had to let go of that really hurt you? Like, that's a sacrifice. I don't want to let it go. But you had to let it go to get into your purpose. What was the hardest thing when it comes down to your purpose alignment? It's like, man, I got to let this thing go.
I think just being comfortable. Since I have been doing the things that I'm doing, I live in a state of discomfort. And what I mean by that is you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So that means I gotta, like sitting in front of, people don't know this, but I was a shy person and I still am shy to a certain extent, right? And so being in front of cameras and lights and talking to people, like, sometimes that is sensory overload for me.
Right.
But I had to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Being in front of community, speaking at a Legacy Fest or a Juneteenth, never in a million years would I ever think about doing that.
Right.
But in doing the stuff that I do, it is part of my job and who I am, because I want what's best for community. So sometimes doing what's best for community is me standing up.
Right.
Taking pictures and being on social media like that ain't, I don't want to do none of that. But those are some of the things that and that's why sometimes if you notice, I'll fall off. I have not been I'll get consistent for a minute and then I'll fall off, and then I'll get back consistent and then fall off because that's just not who I am as a person, So I think that, just being able to consistently be in a space where I'm out there, I'm on Front Street. That's one of the things that I've had to really work at and struggle with, as I'm trying to be in this space and as I'm trying to walk in my purpose and, align with the things that we have going on.
I'll say for me, the biggest thing with purpose alignment, and this is true to everybody I know, to get what you want, you got to sacrifice something.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give up something. I thought you was finna say your motorcycle, but thank God you done forgave your boy, because I'm like, Damali, it's too much.
I ain't say all that. That's what you said.
A little bit, but it's understanding what you have to sacrifice to get the things that you want. Because I can tell you this, for Damali and I, man, we end up on some stages, man, I'd be over there like this. Lord, thank you for the opportunity. Because you sitting there, you're thinking like, okay, it's 5,000 people here. Charles and Damali come up on the stage. I'm talking about, it's like out of body experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You sit there, then you be like, you get a phone call. Hey, you want to work on this documentary? You're going to be working with Morris Chestnut and them. You be like, who? You know what I mean? You're talking about Friday. You're talking about Ricky.
Right.
And you be like, so we going to work. And it's going to be on, oh, okay. Oh, hey, LeBron James and people here. We wonder if y'all would come down and work with these people. There's going to be a documentary coming up. You sitting there like, LeBron James? Well, yeah. Then next week, Russell Westbrook people. Then what Oprah's working on, they want you to come by. Oh, and you just get these calls. We want you to come to the White House. We're going to fly you in and do this. So you have to kind of sit there sometime and be like, man, God is amazing.
Yeah.
When you do the things you're supposed to do. And like Linda said, when you line up with your calling and your purpose, you're going to know you in that alignment, because things that you only dreamed of,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe you didn't dream of, will start happening, and you get a chance to experience. Because I think life is all about experiences. And God has allowed us a lot of great experiences. And for a lot of you on the live that have supported the things that we do, you have allowed us to create even better. So it's just been a good little ride to the live. Come on.
Teresa is hilarious. She said, I had to let the post office go. Girl, get up out of here. Stop it. Stop it.
Man, here's the bottom line, Damali. What I didn't want to say, like, your sacrifice sometime, to be honest, you have to sometimes got to let people go.
Yes.
You like, man, I don't want this boyfriend to I don't want this girlfriend to let go. I don't want to tell my kids, you can't come around here no more. Because you just around here doing crazy stuff.
Laura says keeping your cool is hard sometimes, especially when people say stupid things. Ooh, Laura, listen, you are talking to your sister right here.
Yeah.
Because I will just let stuff slide. But then finally, when I done had enough, then, sometimes I might slam my pencil on the desk and be like, listen. And people are startled. And so I had to calm myself down and be like, Damali, don't do that. Don't do that, because you're a community figure now. People are looking at you at a higher standard. How would you think about a person if you said what you thinking? So just understand sometimes that silence is a great thing. Silence don't mean that you weak. Silence means I'm filtering out what I'm about to say or could possibly do. So you might want to move around because I'm being silent.
Let me do this right here, Damali. See, y'all can do something right now on the air. You can do it. Just break down the meaning of whatever this is. That all women do this, but men have no idea what it means. Mm-hmm. But I think if you could tell the people, local, national, international, the world might just be a better place. When women do this, just tell the people what it means. Hey, baby, I was at the store and this, and then they just go, See, look at Steve, even our producer. No man on earth know what that means. Come home and just be like, maybe I got this, and all they do is go, What does that even mean? Mad, I agree, I disagree, but it means something. Does it mean something's about to come out? I pulled it back and I got to process it. I was a filter. What? Because you do it. Your mama do it. My aunties do it. My sister, I see my daughter and say, hey, sweet, I just want to make sure something, you know what she do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Men don't know what that means. We don't even do it.
That means we know that there's a lie on the horizon.
Ooh, that's what that means?
There's a lie on the horizon. So that means either you done something that you ain't supposed to be doing, but you ain't telling us the whole story. So you might have did go to the store.
And see, for you young men out there that just got your girlfriend, she in the kitchen cooking, and you run in, I don't know where you been, so I ain't got nothing to do with that. And she cooking, hey, babe, I was out there with the boys, we were shooting hoop, and they be like,
And what else
and
was
they
you
keep
doing?
Cooking.
What else?
And you going on to the room, and then you come back out, hey, I'm going to run over here
Steven
to
laughing because
look,
Like, what else is? What else?
Look,
What else is it?
when you're going out the door and you say, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna go wash the car," and then after I wash the car, I'm gonna go get some gas and come back, and she go, "You got to stop, look, and listen," because men been fumbling the ball on this all of our lives because we don't know what the mean. So for your young men, when you hear that, stop what you're doing because one, you got to get some understanding before you go out the door. But see, when you're young, you don't even hardly hear it. Because sometimes music is playing and all of that.
Laura says you forgot something.
What I forget?
You forgot. No, she's saying
Oh,
this
you
is what
forgot.
this means. So you forgot something. You left something out the story, right? Or you have already went over all the things you did wrong.
Yeah.
So the woman that already went on all the way over it.
And sometimes it's like this. Hey, where you been? Oh, I had left work. And they go, okay. And then I had went by one. And then I did this. Then I did this. Her answer to everything you're saying is So what Laura is saying is you're leaving some out. So what that means is just go ahead and think about what you're thinking about. Because then when you get ready to leave, well, I'm going to go and run by my house to come back. And they just go,
Yeah.
See, that's a language without a language. So for your brothers.
Well, we know what it means.
All the women know what it means. Because when they're in the room together, they all do it. You know, they all grandma cooking.
Listen, we getting off of this because I got to tell them some stuff. We got 1 minute.
Let's do one.
Okay, so we want to remind you.
I'm gonna do it to you.
I don't care.
See, they don't even care when we do it. Like you got to
right, whatever.
Let's go.
So we have the memorial service for community icon Bobby Eaton Sr. It is going to happen tomorrow, the 22nd at 1:00 p.m. at the 36th Street North Event Center, 1125 East 36th Street North. Please govern yourself accordingly. Please show up on time because we want to support the family of this community icon and activist and, someone who has meant so much to Black Wall Street and to community and preserving the legacy of Black Wall Street. So come out, show your support to Uncle Bobby and, the rest of the family. And then the only other thing I'll say, because we got to go, is the National Panhellenic Council. They have a scholarship award. The deadline is tomorrow as well. So you can go to tulsanpch@gmail.com to sign up for this scholarship.
It's Community Wake with Charles and Damali. We gone. We'll see you on Friday.
Bye, y'all. See you tomorrow morning.